in the flesh. Since the Bible says he came in the flesh, what does flesh look like? I'm sick of you telling me he's the color of love. What is that? What is love? What's the color of love?
Revelation chapter 1 verse 14. His head and his hair were white like wool.
His head and his hairs were white like wool. Sheep have woolly hair. You know who else has woolly hair? Black people.
Verse, his head and his hair were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. Verse 15. And his feet like unto a fine brass.
His feet like unto fine brass. Brass is brown. Read.
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
His feet like unto fine brass, as if it burned in a furnace. You throw anything in a furnace, it comes out darker than this bus stop right here. You burn anything in a furnace, it comes out black. It comes out dark. So Christ was a man of color. Christ is who you call today black people. Christ came from the same place we come from, Jacob. So this is what Christ looks like in the flesh. So why are they not telling you that? Why don't you know that? This is important.
But, and his voice as the sound of many waters.
His voice like the sound of many waters. His voice has so much bass in it, you can hear him from a distance. One time Christ had to get in a boat and go out in the middle of the water just to speak to the crowd, and they heard him. Why did I show you that in these movies? You see a Caucasian man speaking as if he don't know how to do anything but whisper. They don't want you to know who you are. Look at John 18:1. They don't want you to know how powerful Christ really was in the flesh. That's why. Because you would think you could do the same thing he did. Christ's voice was so powerful, he knocked people down with his voice. With his voice.
John 18 verse 1. When Yeshua had spoken these words, he went forth with his disciples over the brooks Cedron, where was a garden, into the which he entered, and his disciples. Verse 2. And Judas also, which betrayed him, knew the place, for Yeshua oft time resorted thither with his disciples. Verse 3. Judas then